Welcome to another edition of the Business Plain and Simple podcast presented by the ReGroup Advisors. I'm your host, Tiffany Stone, and it's our goal with this and all of our podcasts to guide prospective and current business owners on their journey to prosperity. We'll show you what to do and what not to do in this ever-changing environment. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Anil and Vibha Menawat of Vayoom and Mike Kashubsky of ReGroup Advisors. Welcome, all three of you. It is so awesome to have you guys on here. I love chatting about new businesses, new technologies that are coming out, and this is wonderful. And Mike, going to you first. I know that you've got some great ideas for Vayoom and the marketplace. Can you share a little bit about what the plan is?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've met them both through a program in Sterling Heights called the Velocity Program, which is ReGroup is the strategic partner with them to help businesses accelerate, get in the market, and continue to grow. And so we started working with them a couple of months ago, and really looking at a very unique model that they've created, a software that is going to dramatically increase efficiencies and help organizations in a number of different sectors. And as always, I could talk 100 times over about what they've done. It's easier to hear it directly from them. And then as they fill our listening audience and viewing audience in on what they've accomplished, I'll come back and talk a little bit about where we see this going and what we're going to work in. But this is the exciting part about us working with the city of Sterling Heights and the Velocity Program, in that they find businesses like this. The community is looking to support them. The city and the county is excited about them being based there to continue to grow and support them and really help them become a national, international organization as they continue to evolve in their process here. So with that, I think it'll be great to hear from them and let them tell you what they've developed.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Mike. And going to you two now, I know that you created a software solution for manufacturing companies that save money in their processes, but I want to dig deep a little into that and really know what you guys are doing. And, Anil, you were telling me that both of you kind of focus on different parts of this company, and we'll start with you, Anil. So what is your main focus and what are you doing to bring this out to, everybody in the marketplace?
Tiffany, we are operating partners with private equity firms. And through our experience with that for the last 20 years, we have learned that manufacturing companies have a huge problem. They collect a lot of data, but the systems that they have to collect those in, they are primarily enterprise applications, which are accounting systems. So all the data that they collect is all accounting based. And as you know, accounting is counting after the fact. So they don't have any future looking information available to them. So they cannot use that information to make decisions for the future. So they don't have answers to very simple questions that we would think, like, what is it going to cost us to manufacture these products in the future? When we submit a quote to a customer, are we actually going to make money on that or not? Because they're using the historical information only. So that's the kind of problems that manufacturers face every day. And with our work with private equities, what we learned is that this can really cause a lot of stress on the companies. And we've seen many companies go bankrupt that way. So that's what we are here to solve. And that's what our software does. It helps them control their manufacturing, helps them predict the future through predictive analytics, and make decisions which are eventually going to be profitable for them. So that's the premise of our company. It's a very huge market. Manufacturing is very large. So I'll let Vibha talk about that.
So, well, yeah, just like Anil mentioned, that the market is very large, and we're actually focusing on small to medium enterprises, and in 9 OECD countries. And what we have done is we want to focus on the private equity. And like Anil mentioned, that we are partners with private equity firms. We know them. We've worked with them before. And we've helped them turn around underperforming companies and brought them up to the mark with a bit of up to 8 to 12 points. So the market that we're focused on is companies between $30 to $500 million range, and the market is about 440,000 SMEs, and that takes us to a market value of about $88 billion. So what we're trying to do is sell into the PE world, and our board member, who is an investment banker, already has about 12 PEs lined up, and who are really very interested in the work that we are doing, and they need our help. And we will go to them, but currently we already have one of the PEs that we work for. He'll be our third-time customer now, who is already committed to deploying our solution in one of the 5 companies that we are going to directly at this point. So we're really excited about the opportunity. I mean, and who knows? We are really looking to beat our target.
That's awesome. And seeing both of your guys' smiles right now, you know, if you're watching the podcast, not necessarily listening to it, but watching it, you guys have this glow, this smile, because I feel like you know exactly where you want to go. You're all about helping these companies and showcasing that it's here, and you created a software that's not only going to save them time, but save them money. And anybody that's in business really knows that time is money, money is time. And it's really, that's how it works. And I like that, you know, when you were talking about when you have accounting, or it's information that's already been done. It's not predictive information. It's not where we're going. And, you know, our society and a younger generation, it's instant gratification. They want to be able to see what they want to see. If I'm putting this amount of money into it, how is this going to benefit me a year, 3 years, 5 years from now? And I really think that you guys are really doing something like that. And it's really cool to see. You know, we were just talking to another person about the AI generation. What are your guys' thoughts on this AI generation that's coming up and about? So much is happening. I mean, I even saw where the new King of England was having a party with the rest of the royal family, and that was just an AI generated image. And so with that being said, more is going towards that way. Obviously, we've already seen augmented reality. We've already seen the AI world, and now technology is moving so fast. So for your two, you know, based on your guys' knowledge, where do you see this software going, and how is it going to benefit 5, 10 years, 15 years down the line when we're so far ahead with technology?
That's an excellent question. The AI is very central to what we do. The only difference is that we are not using the language models, but we are using the manufacturing knowledge that has been accumulated over several thousand of years, because humans have been producing products for thousands of years. So all that is embedded in a model that we have created. So we use what is called a model-based AI. And our model is very functional, because it incorporates all different functions that happen in a manufacturing company in delivering the products to them. So we integrate all that, and as the new data starts to arrive, our model automatically learns. Now, the issue that we ran into with that is that the model is extremely complex, as you would imagine. Manufacturing is a complex business, and it's so large that the traditional mathematical approaches don't work with it. So we had to develop new technologies based on geometrical methods. So instead of using the traditional database type approaches that most of our competitors use, we use geometric algorithms, which are our proprietary algorithms, that nobody else has those. So we use those, but the advantage of using those is that this model now does not have to be created. It automatically creates itself, and it automatically updates itself. So it becomes a real-time model. So companies can actually run that in real time and ask it questions. Just like, say, hey, I don't have a guy who showed up for work today. What are my options? What can I do? I'm going to have to push one job. Which job should I push? What is the financial consequence of that? And because it's running in real time, it can answer these type of questions very easily.
That's awesome. And I feel like with inflation, the way that it's going as well, this is really be beneficial for some companies. Like you said, it's giving you real-time information. It's going to showcase kind of what's going towards the future and where, there's got to be a top bubble for all of this inflation soon. And it's going to showcase that. And it's really going to be able to help companies, I feel like, strategize what their marketing plans are going to be, what their infrastructure plans are going to be, how many consumers that they can be able to provide to, and of course, how many people can be in their workforce and be able to showcase all of this. So I think that's really, really cool what you guys are doing. And Mike, I see you, once again, for people who are watching this and not necessarily listening, Mike's been shaking his head this entire time, really about what these two are doing and how they're really presenting themselves and the solutions really for companies with software and kind of where they're going. So Mike, is there, anything else that you want to talk about or mention or kind of see where this is going?
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things about this is this program takes a reactive model and turns it into a proactive model. And that is while it sounds subtle, it's vastly different. Us playing in the merger acquisition space, us owning some manufacturing companies ourselves as in our portfolio, we're acutely aware of how that space is always reactionary or always trying to figure it out. And as we continue to face global competition from a manufacturing side, being proactive and having predictive indicators are going to be key for us to be competitive with the rest of the world. And this software absolutely positions those companies. We looked at this and they both mentioned the private equity space. We look at this and we do a lot of acquisition roll-up. And so we're looking at it similar to how they've positioned this in as these companies continue to consolidate and get to be mega companies. This will help that acquisition better. It'll help predictive indicators on where they're going better. It helps the supply chain smooth out. There's a lot of advantages to this, and it sounds simple. We sat through some demo and we went through the software design with them. And as we're structuring out the company and figuring all that out and how this all works, every time we talk to them, we're amazed at how intricate and complex this is and the value that it's going to bring. So we're excited to be working with them. I know the city and the county are excited that they're in their space, because I think you're going to be reading about these guys in the Wall Street journals and everything here in the future. It's nice to know that it was homegrown in a backyard through and they came in through a program that is really exciting. That Velocity program is designed exactly for people like this. And they help put us in contact with them through that program to go out there and pay attention to this company, and you will be surprised at where they're going to be in the next couple of years.
Wonderful. Well, just to wrap things up, Vibha, do you have anything else? When Mike said Wall Street Journal, your face just lit up, and I know that you guys have been working for this. So do you have any last statements that you want to talk about with Vayoom and where you guys are going for the future?
Well, of course, my face would light up to hear such a wonderful remark from Mike. And of course, he and his team have been so helpful to us. They've been a great sounding board for us, and we really appreciate that. And we continue to work with them, and they're helping us guide us through all of this. And as we all mentioned about the AI and all, just wanted to say what we have coined and named this. It's the model-based predictive analytics is operations, because we are focusing on operations first. So it's operations first, and call it operational predictive analytics, which is the AI that we bring in. And again, as we were talking earlier also, that Vayoom is a name that comes from a Sanskrit word, which actually is Vayoom. The word is Vayoom, meaning space. And again, it's a science, ancient sciences of connectedness, of mathematics and geometry that Anil mentioned. And it's the study of all these interactions among systems to predict actions and the timing to maintain the dynamic equilibrium. So we are really excited and looking forward to the future at this time.
Wonderful. Well, thank you to both of you for stopping in and letting us know about this wonderful company. And of course, Mike, for bringing them over here so we can chat about it a little bit more. Like you said, the Velocity program is made for this, and the ReGroup advisors have really been able to bring it all together, and love that. So thank you guys so much for all of this great information. And that's going to do it for another edition of Business Plain and Simple podcast presented by the ReGroup advisors. Thank you so much for listening, and make sure to follow our podcast wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss a future episode. You'll be notified as soon as they're released. And if you want to catch up on a past episode, you can see all of those podcasts right there in the feed as well. And last thing, if you guys are interested in business advising services offered by the ReGroup advisors, you can contact them at 888-248-7077. Thanks, guys.